message from, well, you'd remember me as Lieutenant Samnell Evergrace, former aide-de-camp to Azar, born of Draknor, late commander of the Consonant Legion. What, did you think you were done with messages from the dead? Tall tales and lectures from authority figures from beyond the grave? If you've had your fill of ghost stories, I've got bad news for you. Every story is a ghost story if you wait long enough. Take me. You've heard my story, if you've been paying attention. Joined the Legion, angered my family, got promoted, end of the world, made it to the big city, died an ignoble death without finding my family. Beginning, middle, and end, classic tragedy. I can hear the people in the front row crying as they lay me to rest. Time to take a bow and disappear behind the curtain. Right? Except I'm not a restful sort. You know that, if you've been paying attention. I've got no patience for being idle. I need to move, I need to act. If there's something to learn or something to gain, then I'm going to reach for that brass ring every time, even if it costs me my head. A restful oblivion, or an active afterlife? Well, that's no choice at all. I feel the never fire in my heart, singeing little bits of myself, so there's no way for him to grow back. Eventually, there won't be a Samnell Evergrace left. There'll just be the voice. Assuming I'm not the voice already, but you'll only figure that out if you listen to what I have to say, right?
The Legion has taken control of Skydagger. They have assessed the situation. They have figured out what needs to be done. And there are a series of tasks, a number of missions that need to happen now, that need to happen simultaneously before the Never Army gets here, if the fortress is going to be in any kind of state to defend it, much less make it through the winter. We're going to start with a recon mission. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, we're going to go through a mission that is a little bit more like a long-term project. It's going to be happening here in the background. Matthew, could you read the very first mission from the selection and mission briefs, please?
Yeah, for sure. Reinforce the gates. Skydagger is sturdy, but it's also a ruin. Critical parts of the front gates must be rebuilt and restored to make defending the fortress viable. Start a 10-step clock. Assign a specialist and a squad. Roll once before each other mission. Add +1d for each laborer who contributes.
Okay, so we've talked about who's going to be doing what in each situation already. But if I recall correctly, the specialist leading this mission is going to be Nikolaj. Kris, tell me a little bit about what it looks like for Nikolaj to be leading the effort to reconstruct this place, to make sure these gates are ship-shape, ready to be defended.
Oh boy.
particularly with the context of Nikolaj has had a tumultuous history over the past few months, particularly whether or not people think he's actually loyal to the Legion or not.
I mean, that hasn't been questioned in a while, has it?
On and off. I don't know if he's had the harm untrusted again for a while, but
no. But as recently as the capital, the Marshal was forbidding him from leaving the Legion. Right.
Leaving.
It wasn't until he was made spy master that things started to really turn around on that.
Yeah. I think it's in the time leading up to this, it's just Nikolaj, wherever he is, being with a book, going around either books about Skydagger Keep, to be hey, what did this used to look like? How was it constructed? When? Who by? Stuff like that. Or I don't know if he has books about Gate Fortification 101, or is walking around the perimeter of the fortress, along the walls, taking account of okay, which areas seem to be in the worst repair? Where do we need to focus this?
I would think
so that way.
I would think people from the Eyes of Smoke are really educated though on a lot of different things, because there's a lot of context that they need to wade through, reading through all the prophecies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he might know a little bit about architecture and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This sounds to me like either something like a research role or maybe a scout role to observe what's going on. What are you thinking?
I think I'm going for research, at least for the first one.
I think research is what you're doing here, yeah. The context for this project is going to be that there's going to be a number of challenges that come up, and you can address them in different ways, but you can't use the same action more than once.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I definitely want to start out with research, because I'm pretty good 100%. At that.
So you have 3 pips in research, and you get an additional because you have Mal, our ever-present laborer, helping with the effort.
Okie doke. There's no position or effect to this. It's just roll dice, see what happens.
I believe it's been a long time since we did a long-term project.
Yeah, it's a long-term project. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it just depends on. Okay.
And I realized I didn't say this out loud. So we're rolling once before each of the other missions. So we're going to do this, then we're going to do our first mission, and then before we do our next mission, we'll return to this long-term project and see how it goes.
Okay. 46. Reinforce the gates. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
I declare thumb war.
Nikolaj and the Silver Stags barricade the door.
Nice.
Just putting tables up against where the door would be.
They just prop a chair underneath the doorknob. No, they can't
Job's
open
done.
it.
The Count from Sesame Street is there for some reason.
Okay, so I have a clock here in Miro. A roll of 4 is 2 ticks on the clock, so we're 2 out of 10 so far.
I don't know if I've ever had dice all in order like that before.
Yeah, it's ominous.
Weird. I don't like
Why is this only 2 ticks? There's just too much to do? Is there a dearth of information here, something like that?
I wonder if it's that Nikolaj is pretty good at researching, but I think gets too caught up in that and is less good at leading people or best deploying. He's used to mostly working by himself. The Eyes of Smoke, though, a group tend to be pretty independent from what I remember. So he's just oh, I have to assign these people. And even as the spy master, it's just you go do that, you go do that. And then they just disappear for an amount of time and then come back on their own. It's not a lot of coordinated work. And I don't think he's a project manager in that way.
I'm imagining the Silver Stags just kind of waiting around for something to do.
Yeah,
he's
Nikolaj is just reading this book, looking at a thing. Yeah, looks up from the book why isn't you do the Mal? What do they need to instruct how to use the tools and the things
Yeah. So
because he doesn't.
To that point, we haven't seen these Silver Stags on screen before. Everyone, give me really quick who your rookie is and what you're doing as you wait for Nikolaj to tell you what to do. Matthew, do you want to go first?
Yeah. So my rookie is Zex, Zex, or Zex, if you're Canadian or UK folk. of Azar recently changed their of. And I think they're cleaning out their teeth with like a knife.
Damn. That's cool.
Badass.
Devin.
My Ricky is York, born of Hilgar, another Arcadian. I think they have a lot of horns, like weirdly a lot of horns, like maybe like a birth defect, a lot of horns.
Cool.
And I think they're going through like the tool cases, trying to figure out like which tool has the right like ending on it to like deconstruct some of the like extra furniture that's in the
excellent.
Because we're gonna need all of this wood.
100% you are. Gavin.
I made Isau Eat and Drink for Tomorrow We Shall Die.
Great.
It's a big, hairy Maztor.
What's Isau doing before in this lull while the spy master is nose deep in a book?
I think he's trying to clear out debris.
Cool.
Just stacking rocks in a pile.
And Kris.
I've made Karan, who I think is... These walls I'm imagining are like the kind of walls that you can like walk inside of to get around the fortress. So Karan is up in the walls, kind of like, you know, just like poking your head out from like windows or places where the stone has just crumbled away and being like, hey, I found another there's a place where some stone is missing over here. Should I patch that now? Like, should I like kind of got ahead of yourself in terms of getting started on this? Is like got anxious of like, shouldn't we be doing something? I'm going to go into the wall. I'm going to go into the wall and fix the wall. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I think this paints the perfect picture of 2 out of 10 where there's stuff happening, but maybe it's not as coordinated as it could be.
Uh-huh.
So let's move on to the actual mission. Gavin, would you please read the recon mission from Mission Briefs?
Close the tunnels. The warren of tunnels beneath Skydagger provides shelter to the refugees, but it's also a vulnerable point of ingress. Lead a recon team in and use explosives to detonate crucial locations in the tunnel network to block them off, without bringing the whole place down. 8-step clock, find the weak points, and 6-step clock, plant the explosives.
Okay, so like I said before, we've already talked a little bit about who's going to be going on these missions. But before we get to that, Commander, you may ask the GM questions based on current intel.
Yeah. So we have 3 intel.
We have 3 intel.
So we got a question each from each of the 4 lists. Plus, we did spy stuff last time, so we get 2 extra intel questions from any list.
Right. And those are spread.
The 2 that I know I want to.
Just to clarify, those are spread across all 4 of these missions.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So 6 questions to ask and 3 intel to spend. I know one question I want to ask about all of these missions so far is what's the highest threat we might encounter?
Sure. Both Ruin and Whisper, we know, have been dealt pretty significant blows by the Legion.
Mm-hmm.
I had a chip on my shoulder about fighting God the previous 2 missions.
By Devin, specifically, yeah.
Seriously. I think it's reasonable to think that they and certainly whatever is left of Draknor will be present. I don't think you see a whole lot of evidence of anything more powerful than that. Draknor is tier 4, but because of the long-term project that Ruin completed earlier in the campaign, basically operates at tier 5, thanks to lots of little tweaks and adjustments that have been made to the pointier bits of the creature that Ruin has assembled. I think it's reasonable to think that is the strongest thing that will come your way.
And then another question I wanted about this mission specifically was which infamous or lieutenant might we face on this mission? Because we haven't been underground in a long time.
Oh, on this mission.
It does say this one.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question first. What steps do you take to find this out?
Maybe asking people in the tunnels, like the refugees who are down there,
yeah.
or people from Udet's group who are down there, because they spend more time down there, right?
They do. Yeah, absolutely they do.
And I think this kind of works twofold, because one, it's like, Ruin, have you seen any particularly weird plant shit? Because Ruin's weird planty stuff does stand out from normal plants. But also, there was a time before where, like, Whisper's forces were, like, within the refugees, or, like, a group of refugees, so, like, that was an issue. So it's also, like, just double-checking with, like, maybe Lady Yasuko, or, like, Rachel and Masha and people, like, is anybody acting, like, especially weird since we got here? Like, how's everyone doing?
Yeah, no, that's very good.
Doing a little bit of Among Us.
Yeah.
The game.
The new Skydagger map is crazy.
Video games.
I'm just trying to do my tasks. I'm just trying to bury the chosen. Lady Yasuko reports back that no, they've been particularly on watch since the capital. They've been trying hard to make sure that people are accounted for. At the same time, trying not to foster like paranoia, but to try and make it more of just making sure that everyone knows where their friends are, where their loved ones are, that no one wanders off on their own.
Yeah.
But what they have heard is that some people who have been exploring the tunnels, who have been looking around, foraging for food, trying to figure out what might be down there, have reported that it is damp and that there is a weird energy, that there is a weird kind of almost electric feeling in the air down there. And I think you get one more piece of information here, which is that when you cross the Dalmara Mountains, there was this worry that if you went through the maw, if you went through the subterranean path, instead of crossing over the mountains, that whatever Never forces might be there, or that would pursue, would be able to trap you underground. I think you get word. I think maybe from Tailos scouts, you have those Tailos that have joined up now, that from what they can tell, the Never didn't go underground at all. That there was something that blocked their way. And
oh god,
all of the Never went overground.
Okay.
All that is to say, I think the answer is that there's no Infamous or Lieutenant to worry about on this mission.
Cool, sick rad.
Laughs in Game Master.
Great. Worry in the question in the back of my head. What made these tunnels?
Do you have any other questions for this mission?
Those are all the ones that I had thought to, because we know we got to do explosives, so I wasn't gonna ask what should we bring on this mission? Bombs. I'm open to suggestions though, if there's any. Although keeping in mind that we only have 4 more questions left.
Yeah, let's save them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. We're not dealing with primary and secondary on this mission, but we are assigning a squad to it. On this squad, Marshall, who do we have?
We're doing Star Vipers, aka Spooky Squad, aka Blight Squad.
Dabs.
Waloot and the Blight Boys.
Blight gang. Give me the blood, boy.
Yeah, we got a Waloot leading. For some Waloot's led a mission, right?
Yep. First time they've been a specialist.
She just became a scout.
Yeah. And on that squad, we got Aisling. We got Jemma. And we got a new character named Ezra, who's a Mitzrayim. What can I tell you about them since they're new?
Do you want to say why Lance put them on this squad?
Another creepy lad.
Lance took one look at Ezra and was like, I know where to put you.
Yeah, I know where you'll fit in. The general vibe I had for Ezra is that they used to be an exorcist's assistant, basically the person who held down the writhing body that was losing autonomy.
Amazing.
They're just, Thembo with like a little bit of like occult training.
Kronk.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's all come together.
I don't have a cool secondary Mitzrayim name, but I'm sure Gavin's got one in his pocket somewhere.
Oh, I've got one. One.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Ezra Death Follows Close.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, the death that follows close for Ezra.
Okay. Players decide who will play each character. Reset armor, specialist skill uses, choose your load. Everyone say who you're playing and what your load is going to be.
I'm playing Waloot, and I'm going light load, and my utility will be winter clothes.
I wanted to ask whether it's been a while since we've done a recon mission. Are there special rules about recon missions and load?
Yes. If anyone starts the mission with heavy load, you take -1 dice.
Okay.
Correct.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to go normal for Jemma, to be clear. And I will bring a fine wrecking kit. In terms of my utility, I will bring a pistol and a soldier and ammo, because you can't fire a gun without ammo. I've learned this.
I'm always saying this.
Was there a specific moment you learned this?
I've never learned it. I was inhabiting Jemma, who once on a mission forgot to bring ammo and was confused why the gun wouldn't fire.
Ah.
Pentos was supposed to be carrying the ammo, and it was a miscommunication.
Yeah, where is Pentos?
Oh, he's along.
All right.
Penthos' utility is a musket and ammo.
Great, thank you.
Does Penthos still have naive hope?
Yeah, of course.
Penthos is just the sorrow from Metal Gear Solid 3.
That is very close to the way that I have been thinking about it, yes. But without the LED timer that he holds up.
He doesn't tell you what radio frequency to tune into. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. Game's so fucking good.
I'm playing Ezra on this one. I'm going... I think I'll go light. I think I'm going to go light load. And then my utility is... I think maybe climbing kit.
Oh,
Unless someone...
I think I'm going to go normal load, and that'll give us a climbing kit.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm going to play Ashling. And I'm going to bring my... So yeah, I'll go normal load, bring my fine heavy weapon, my anchor, and I'll bring explosive charges.
Okay. Marshall, assemble the dice pool and make an engagement roll.
Is everyone on this mission oathsworn to the Legion?
Mm-hmm.
Did the commander spend 1 intel to get you advance information?
I will on this one.
Okay.
Is everyone on the mission a specialist or soldier?
No.
Does anyone on the mission distrust or disrespect the leadership enough to disobey orders?
Nope.
I don't think so, no.
Nope.
A required specialist not assigned to the mission. We need at least a sniper or a scout, right? And
We got a scout.
so we're good.
Yep.
Did the quartermaster equip the mission with horses? Are we taking horses into the tunnels?
Okay, so I had an idea for how to make this appropriate.
Okay.
Okay.
What if we traded the horses to the refugees down there for passage?
Well, I don't know about... Why would we need to do it for passage? I think they would just get out of the way if we said, hey, we're going to explode some tunnels so you don't die.
Yeah, but like, hey, can you bring us to like where the stuff you were complaining about was?
Oh, as like guides down there.
Yeah.
Oh, we paid them in horses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, this is more relevant than you know. So yeah, I would encourage you to do this.
Oh,
Okay.
incredible.
Yeah, I'll reveal why that is after we do the roll.
Okay. And is anyone starting the mission with heavy load? No. That's 4 dice.
That's not bad.
50-50 shot of a 6.
One of the bigger engagement rules we've had in a while.
Is it 4? I'm only counting 3.
We got horses.
We got
Oathsworn,
horses. We got
intel.
everybody Oathsworn. We got
Oathsworn, intel, horses, 3.
Yes, that is correct.
My bad. I accidentally counted the special soldier one. And we don't deserve that one. All right. 6.
Wow.
Spooky Swad on top of it.
Waloot's just doing such a good job leading this time.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, we're putting the Got Squad in the cave. Like, it's fine.
It's their natural habitat.
Yeah, Waloot, tell me just really briefly what it's like to bring these horses down to ask for guidance, maybe from the Mitzrayim that are down here.
I got a pitch.
You have a pitch?
Well, horses generally don't like going underground. They get very skittish and kicky. And Ezra's whole thing is, I am good at calming down and holding back people who are getting skittish and kicky.
Wow.
So Ezra just horse whispering these big fellas down.
Somebody
down
with a demon
underground.
inside them might be as strong as a horse.
Wait,
Exactly.
but is it even Ezra puts an open palm on the horse's neck and it just goes still? Not rigid, but just completely calms down.
Just calm. Yeah. I once as a child went on a field trip to a farm, and it was a farm that had cattle for beef, and at the slaughterhouse area they were just here's a bunch of cows. We were like, yay. They're like, these are gonna be food. We were like, oh. And then there was this one extremely old looking cow. We were like, why is this cow 100 years old? They're like, this is the Judas cow. This is our favorite cow, because that cow doesn't freak out at the smell of blood like other cows. And so other cows would see that cow and be like, oh, I guess I have nothing to worry about, as they were being led to the slaughterhouse.
The Judas.
Oh, I just read a bit about this in a Discworld book where there was a goat that would lead the other things up the path to slaughter because they trusted the goat, but then the goat got to live.
Yeah. Exactly. So that cow was just real old because it just didn't panic at the scent of blood, and so other cows would calm down around it. And I feel like Ezra has a similar effect, just looking directly to these horses' eyes, hey,
I'm
I got
also
you.
a horse.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, I think whoever this is oh yeah, we'll be happy to show you where it is. And I think they whistle and they say, hey, get the boat.
Before we get started, there was something I wanted to add to the reasoning for Lance putting Ezra on the mission that I totally
please.
forgot to mention for some reason. Ashling. Ashling might need to be subdued because of their rage.
That's true.
Especially after what happened in the bar with Whisper.
Yeah.
But, Whisper's not going to be here, so that's fine.
No, Whisper's definitely not going to be here.
But also, we saw him freak out in the presence of a dragon, and we do know that might be here, so.
Maybe. I mean, who could say? There's some skeptical looks amongst the Mitzrayim that learn that you want to go down there, but they comply. I don't think they've built these boats recently. This is part of the baggage train that they brought with them when they fled the capital. I think they have a couple of them, made out of good, sturdy wood. And they bring them along down through these tunnels, lit by lantern light. And you can feel what Lady Yasuko had reported. That feeling of humidity, that feeling of static in the air. And before too long, you can hear it, too. You can hear sort of the slosh of water. Before too long, it becomes clear that you've got to find some kind of clinch point. And that clinch point, unfortunately, seems to be in this grand cavern, this big, big, big space, which has flooded. It is flooded with seawater because the seas have been rising.
Oh, that's not good.
That much? Ugh.
We're up in the mountains.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Climate change is real.
And the
yes.
seas have been rising. It's not like snow melt from the fire.
There's probably been a bit of that, but you can smell the salt in the air. Absolutely.
Oh, boy.
You know, I don't think anyone has a firm understanding of like the shape of the world necessarily. We've never looked at a globe that has Zelsha'el on it.
Also, I've literally described the horizon going up into the sky and then blending into the same point. So there could easily be some fucked up ocean shit happening.
100%. Yeah. And as if to there's probably like this conversation, this argument happening. And as if to settle it, you can see as you emerge into this greater cavern that the sea has brought something with it. That in the midst of this cavern, there is something that doesn't obliviate the need for your lanterns, but that provides a light all its own. Beneath the surface of the seawater in this cavern, you can see the telltale electric glow of a leviathan.
Oh no. Ashley's gonna lose her shit.
It's a baby one, probably.
Just a baby.
It's only about the size of maybe a killer whale or something like that. You're in a controlled position. The Leviathan has not noticed you, or if it has, it is not paying you much mind. So, what do you do?
Ashley, what can you tell me about this thing?
We actively see the Leviathan.
I think you can see the illumination from it. I think and you can see. I think that's primarily it. Like, there's something glowing down there, and like Aisling in particular knows, or people honestly that have had Leviathans described to them are like, oh, yeah. that's what a Leviathan looks like.
I think I probably knew about it before we even saw the light. I think I heard the like low frequency vibrations that it makes, and just suddenly my eyes started to bulge and go bloodshot.
Great.
Like a combination of like a hunger to kill, but also like the fear in a shark's eyes coming in contact with a killer whale.
Totally. Absolutely.
I do want an Aisling like spout lore here about Leviathans.
Sure. I'm into that.
Can I just go, or do I need to like roll something?
I want you to roll. I think I want you to roll spout lore, if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay. What's my
2d6
int?
plus? What's Aisling's whiz?
Plus your
it's
insight.
Is it int?
In
one of them's int and one of them's whiz.
That's what is it? Discern realities.
Yeah.
A spout lore, when you consult your accumulated knowledge about something, roll plus int. On a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation. On a 7 to 9, GM will tell you something interesting. It's on you to make it useful. GM might ask you, how do you know this? Tell them the truth now.
Well, for calling that insight, I have 2 in insight.
You have 2 out of 4 in insight, so that's a +1 in my book.
I think that's a +1. I think that makes sense.
Aisling is experienced.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's worldly.
He's not like book smart.
Yeah. He's not a nerd.
I mean,
yeah. I wouldn't have Aisling do research about this. I'd be like, give me your deep lore, Aisling.
All right, spout lore. 2d6 plus 1.
What the fuck are we doing?
Oh my god!
Oh,
that
gosh.
can't be true.
Oh my god!
Oh,
That's a 1 and
no.
a 2 plus 1. That's a 4. That's a full failure.
I believe that means the GM gets to make a hard move, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can Devin mark XP for that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%.
Insight XP.
Fuck, I
What
like
have
had a
we
whole
done?
bit prepared too to describe a Leviathan. Fuck.
All right, please give it to us.
Well, my idea, or because Gavin asked earlier, like, Aisling, what can you tell me about these things?
Totally.
I think they have like I've described this before. They have like a hard outer like carapace that like disguises itself as like rocks protruding out of the water. But I think if you can get in that, you can find like eyes and mouths. And those are usually sort of the like weaker spots. But they're like only like sort of temporary weaker spots because there's like, it has redundant eyes and mouths.
Yes.
So like if you destroy one mouth, it has plenty of others. It doesn't like die. The underside is usually softer, but that's where all the tentacles are. So that's also a huge risk.
Yeah, that's 100% the case. The hard move, I think, here is that you're so enraptured by or maybe not enraptured, but like bursting with this information. And let's face it, so cool. Like, people have been listening to your tales of Leviathans for months now. People are ready to listen. People are huddled in, like, afraid, certainly, startled, surprised, but like kind of enthralled with the idea that like, whoa, there's one here. Aisling's going to tell us all about it. And unfortunately, that distracts everyone from the fact that there are giant crabs coming your way.
No, I hate that.
A pair of very, very big enemy crabs approach.
Yet again in a Dark Souls level.
Yeah. Drawn by the commotion and the lights of your lanterns, and you slip into a risky position. What do you do?
You described that scene, and now I'm like mad that I didn't describe it as like a cool like pirate telling a tall tale.
That's definitely what I was picturing.
Totally.
Like, even the lantern light is hitting you like a campfire when someone's telling a spooky story, so you're just lit from below.
I'm just bummed that I didn't act it, you know? I think the last thing that Aisling says is, and the captain of the Skyan says, take care of the little fuckers before they become big fuckers. And then suddenly there's literal big fuckers behind us.
Love it. Absolutely. Click, 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 click. Snap, snap. Click, 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 click.
Are we getting away from them, or
Are they?
trying to fight them? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Waloot, you're in charge.
Let's head away from them and loop around.
Okay. You're jumping in the water, or?
We got these boats.
Sure.
Can we paddle faster than a crab can walk through water? Probably not. Let's find out.
I don't know.
Group maneuver?
Yeah. I think it has to be a different role for each boat.
Sure. Who's in each boat?
Yeah, who's in which boat?
I can definitely lead a boat. I'm a boat guy.
Split up the soldier kits. Who has soldier kits?
Me.
I have one.
Okay, so
Ezra does too.
well
three.
then,
How about Ezra goes with Aisling, because that's kind of why they were assigned to this squad.
sure. And then the rest will go with Waloot.
There is a fifth unnamed rookie that is with us.
All right, there's
there
two
has
more
to be
rookies.
a space next to Jemma on the boat, though.
Of course.
So the other rookie should go with them.
Yeah, so the extra rookie goes with us. Waloot's staring daggers.
Jemma not understanding why you're staring daggers.
Well, Waloot's like become passive aggressive ever since Lark died, and I'm here for it.
Ludo was always kind of passive aggressive, weren't they?
All right, let's see.
I'll lead my boat.
Sure. So that's you and Jemma.
Mm-hmm.
Risky standard.
Okie dokie. All right, 2 successes. 5 is the best for our boat.
So far, so good.
Is the other boat rolling
Yes,
too?
the other boat
Yeah.
is doing their own separate
Okay.
group roll.
Yes, that's
Okay. When you said different rolls, I thought you meant like different actions have to be rolled.
No.
Okay.
It's just I want to judge the merits of each boat
1d6.
on their own.
Yeah. And I'm leading.
Okay.
Okay, sure. I have 1 die. What?
Oh fuck, we lose. We
Oh
fail.
no. Do we go towards them? Oh no.
That's a 3 and a 1 from me and a 1 from Kris.
That is
So I take 2 stress.
It's not-
Great. Love that.
It's not-
good.
It's not ideal.
So here's what happens. As you jump in the boats and push off, the crabs, rather than like chasing after you, pinch these enormous, larger claws and shoot a jet of boiling hot water.
Oh.
I think you get hit here. Take the level. These are tier 3. Take the level 3 harm scalded. Or no, that's not 3. Take the level 3 harm scorched.
So it hits the other boat?
Oh no, this is just the results for that boat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, because we got to make success.
Yes.
Oh, this is such a bad start.
I will resist by dodging.
Sure. Give me a prowess.
5. Okay, I'll take 1 stress.
Okay.
Does that take it down to level 2, or is it just dodged completely?
I think that takes it down to level 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Take the level 1 harm scalded.
Scalded. Ah, fuck.
So the other boat, looking at the map, the other boat is further away. But what I think happens here is you get away, but you make an exit. Excuse me. You make a louder exit than you intended. What do you think you do that disturbs the Leviathan?
What if in dodging the blast of water, it like hits the cave wall behind us, just blasts away some of the rock, and that falls into the water and just ripples out, like hits down a stalactite or something.
And the stalactite is about to fall on Ezra, and Aisling pulls out their anchor and basically just fucking baseball bats it. And there's just like a clang of metal on stone.
Oh, so it's noisy and then it hits the water. Oh, double trouble.
Okay. I think that's true. I am going to tick the 6-step clock. The Leviathan wakes twice.
How
You
long?
can resist that if you're so inclined.
No, it's okay for now.
Yeah, I want to save my stress because I'm big explosive guy.
That's true.
And I gotta make sure they stay alive enough to big explode things.
Absolutely. So what I think happens here is this one crab is going to stay here and keep sniping, and this one dives into the water after you. What do y'all do?
Hate a sniper crab, honestly. It's like the fucking lobsters from Elden Ring.
Colonel, it's Sniper Crab.
Should we have one boat focus on finding weak spots and the other like protect from crabs?
Yeah. Who's got scout other than me?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Damn.
Did none of you take prowl?
Nobody took prowl.
I took prowl.
I did not make
I'm a
this
scout
person.
now. I have to have it.
You're made
I
of
know.
prowl.
So I built Waloot to just like jump in, never get hurt, and then jump out.
Go for it.
But I'm also the only one with scout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can help.
I don't want to shoot at these crabs either. God. These fucking crabs ruined.
Crap, I'm missing the game.
I mean, Jemma has shoot. But also, I think we can just focus on the mission. I don't think...
You actually do have skirmish. Okay. Yeah, well, we could try and get away from the crabs again, I guess. So can we, like, distract them somehow?
Sure. How do you do that?
Somebody have, like, a flare gun or... What's in a wrecking kit? Mallet, spikes, pry bar, axes, drills, vials of acid. No. Small chemical hand charges.
I mean, we could intentionally try to collapse a cave roof behind us and just hope we find another way back.
It's not a bad idea.
How do you distract a crab?
Computer.
I mean, the stuff in the direction behind us is really bad. So maybe that's not a direction we want to go again.
I mean, we know, because of the way the map works, that there's another way back around. But our characters don't know. But I could see, depending on Gavin's characterization of Waloot just going, you know the thing we're good at? It's blowing stuff up. Let's blow up the thing behind us so the crabs can't mess with us. And then we're going to find a way back.
Yeah, maybe there's like a flashback to we have set up some explosives we were going to do last at the mouth of this cave.
Sure. I think that's fine.
We blow them up so that we can't go back the way we came, yeah. And maybe that'll also get rid of these crabs somehow.
I'm into that. I think that's a one stress flashback and a rig roll.
I mean, I have good rig, but I'm also worried about taking too much stress.
I'll take the stress. Aisling, do the rig.
Yeah, I think that makes sense as the squad leader.
Okay, cool.
Can we help in flashback rolls? Because, yeah, Ezra has one in rig. And is like, Aisling's assigned buddy for this field
This
trip.
is almost like the pirate story was being told as these things were being deployed.
You ever have to blow up one of those demons?
In a way, you could think of it as blowing them up. We don't usually apply bombs to people, but there's things. I'll show you some things later. Not to use on you. I mean, let's hope it doesn't get to that.
I'll invite you to my next exorcism.
Hubba hubba.
Yeah.
Got the room for one more.
Oh no.
Oh Lord.
I do buy like a weird like a buddy situation between Ezra and Aisling though, just like having a history with like doing a really specific weird task.
Absolutely.
That caused them both extreme trauma.
Okay, this would have been back when you were still in control position, so controlled standard.
Okay, cool.
Did you have a help?
Sweet. I'm gonna roll a third die just because I've been rolling nothing but like ones and threes today. It's a 2, a 3, and a 4.
Wow.
We'll take it.
Still a 4 though.
Okay. So, mixed success. I think what happens here is you set them up. You're good to go as far as set up. And in fact, we'll even tick the plant the bombs by 1. So it's at 1 out of 5 so far. I think what I want to have happen here is this takes a toll on the stuff that you brought. Like maybe this is like I think you wind up like as a consequence of the fact that you're telling the story and like schmoozing with Ezra this whole time. Like you're caught up in the excitement of like, oh, there's a Leviathan. Like I know all about this kind of thing. I'm going to spout some lore. I think you wind up using more explosive charges than you meant to.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Is that 2 down then?
I think so, yeah.
Shit, I only got 2 left.
You can resist this. This is a consequence. You can resist it. I think this is an insight resist. I would say I think I would allow Ezra to resist it since Ezra is.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want me to take
I got
the
5
resist.
stress. If there's a world where I can trauma and somebody can take care of me for a sec before I can come back and finish the job, then I'm down to do it. But that's probably not an out.
I got as much stress left as you do, so if Ezra drops, we got more rookies at least. So I'm fine to take
and Ezra's
that.
doing the work, so I think Ezra is available to.
Yeah,
be like,
Ezra's
hey.
involved. Yeah, can just be like, that's a lot of charges they're using there, bud. You
Right.
sure about that? That necessary?
Exactly.
Very, very like dad overseeing someone else doing a DIY project in the backyard.
You've used 7 fuses there, sport.
Sure about that one, Chief? What? Oh. I'll take 4 stress.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
The dice are not my friend. R.I.P. Ezra. Like immediately. I'm at 5 out of 6
Handling
stress.
explosives is really stressful.
Uh-huh. Ezra sweating but trying to remain calm. You sure about that one, champ?
This is so much stress, and it's really just from dealing with Aisling's on a social level of just like doing a little project with a cool guy.
God, he's so cool. I hope he doesn't hate me.
But also, he's like fucking autistic info dumping at them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man, Ashley's so cool. I don't want to be a buzzkill and say that's too many explosives, but we're gonna need those for later.
I love this.
Hey, Ashley, not that a big explosion wouldn't be really rad right now, and I'm not a fan of these giant crabs, but we got like other things to explode. You considered maybe saving some of those charges for later? Just for more big explosions. That would be cool too.
Excellent. Okay. Flashback to the present. Do you explode these things?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what happens.
I wonder what like medieval like detonation devices look like. I mean, we're not medieval per se. But
You know the phrase "hoisted by your own petard"?
I don't know what a petard is.
It's a metal bell that you nail to a door or a wall or something. And if you nail it wrong, it blows off the door and hits you in the back.
Damn.
No, that's
Usually they're lit before you go towards the door. And then like, so you only have so much time to like nail it to the door and it explodes.
Oh.
So this is almost like tossing a flame back to the shoreline to like light this thing and setting it off. Okay. I think I want to see a fortune roll here to see what happens. Who wants to give me a fortune roll for Wreck?
take it away,
I
Ashley.
don't have rank.
Yeah.
I have 1 in rec. I'm just assuming Ashling has more than that.
I have 2 in rec, yeah.
Well, it's a fortune roll.
5.
Hey,
5.
okay,
5's not
5.
bad. Okay. Here's what happens. Yes, you set it off. You close off this space. The crabs are unable to pursue you past this space. However, you've made a bunch of noise here. And I'm going to tick Leviathan Wakes by 1. Oathsworn is an actual play podcast created by
Devin Nelson,
Gavin Fregeau,
Kris Allison.
Matthew Guzdial.
and me, Brendan McLeod. All music for the show is created by Devin Nelson. Find it and more at devindecibel.bandcamp.com. Find a link to their music and any of the games that we've played in the podcast description. Follow us at @OathSwornPod on Twitter or at oathswornpodcast.com. If you enjoyed the show, please consider sharing it with a friend or rating us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. Until next time.